He's getting older.
Oh, hit the full button.
But not wiser.
Champagne room.
This is the Lefty Show.
Welcome, everybody, to the Lefty Show. I am your host, Lefty. Glad to be here today. Today is Saturday, May 31st, in the year of our spaghetti monster, 2014. Welcome, one and all, to the Lefty Show, episode number 26. I am very excited to put on a show for you guys today, Saturday. Hope you're all enjoying your weekends. Hope you all are enjoying Painkiller already. Just released about 20 minutes before I started recording this. So this is probably going to have to be a little bit delayed. At least the upload of this is going to have to be a little bit delayed. Just to give you guys some time. You want to watch Painkiller already? That's fine. It's great. We got a great guest, Adam from Your Movie Sucks. He's the Your Movie Sucks guy. And talk a lot about movies, and the second half of the show gets, right in the feels a little bit. Right in the feels, we talk about a lot of stuff. Adam opens up. It's a great show. I encourage you to go watch it, and then be sure to come on right back for the Lefty Show. Okay, so don't be thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna go. No, you got to come right back here to the Lefty Show. Anyway, thank you all for joining. Thank you all for watching, liking, and favoriting on YouTube. Thank you to everybody that's been sharing the podcast with your friends, families, friends and family, and your coworkers. Thank you to everybody that's been donating. Got some donations rolling in. I greatly appreciate it. I'mRaising.com/643 Productions. If you want to help out the show, that's a way you can do that. There is a link in the description. Just head on over. I'mRaising.com/643 Productions is where you can go and go ahead and click that link right now. And all donations greatly appreciated. And thank you all for doing so. Thank you all for keeping the show going. So yeah, let's see. We got through the intro. I got recorded PKA, talked a little bit about PKA. Don't really have a monologue set up. Topic, it's a pretty topic heavy show. We've got some new stuff on Elliot Rodger. There's a story out of Hawaii that was brought to my attention by a Twitter user whose name I forget. Talking about a potential homophobic baker in Colorado. You may have heard of him in 2012. He's back in the news. A little bit on climate change and carbon dioxide or greenhouse gas emissions. Going to get to a little would you rather sometime before we get into the news, and that should bring us home. It's it's not having a monologue is just. I mean, the whole show is a monologue, right? But the monologue portion is one where I just riff on topics, what's getting me, what I've been up to, and I told you, recorded Painkiller already, and there was yesterday was interesting to say the least, as far as drama goes, and some people tried to enter the fray on the Wings of Redemption on Painkiller already thing, and of course, it's alarming how people are just not incentivized at all to talk to speak factually. And I try to do it, and when I'm objectively wrong, well, then I'm objectively wrong, and I will make efforts to correct that and be objectively correct, at least in my factual reporting, be correct in that regard. And it bothers me, but it doesn't bother me in that weird way. But it's just that, there are so many people, not in the YouTube space or Twitter sphere or whatever, but so many people who care more about the message than they do the facts. They care more about the narrative that they're trying to spin than the facts that they are purporting to report. And they care more, and the consumers of that care more about the narrative spun to them than the facts reported to them. You know, I couldn't tell you how many times I had to hear about how I'm a jackass because I backstabbed Wings of Redemption after he helped me. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, what? Do people listen to honestly what they say anymore? Or do they have any kind of internal review of their thoughts? Like, you know what? I think this. Do they not have that voice that combs through this and says, hey, you know what, man, that might be kind of bullshit. But it's like, there was a comment on the PK subreddit, and the guy was like, something about, you know, it was an entire post, like a long just paragraph, I'm pretty sure copy pasta from somewhere, and it was about how Wings had helped me, et cetera, and help, and now he's backstabbing him. And it's just, have people completely abandoned? Why do people, are people so quick to abandon reason in favor of narrative, in favor of getting their message out? Because, yeah, Wings of Redemption helped me, but you're forgetting the part where he debased publicly, time and time again, our friendship, and debased me personally, saying I'm not his friend, I'm not a good friend, I don't help him, constantly. And then expecting me to continue to help him and be friends with him because he helped me back in the day, that's abuse. You're forgetting the abuse, conveniently, because, you know, you want to spin a narrative and all these things. You want to tell this story because you have some axe to grind with me, Woody's Gamertag, FPS Kyle. Well, everybody loves Kyle. But you just completely abandon reason. It's like, you know, that rapist gets a lot of pussy. It's like, well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. It's like, hey, man, you know, I know you're a rapist, but god damn, do you get a lot of pussy? Rapist is like, well, I do. Yeah, I get myself a lot of pussy. You're ignoring the violent sexual assault. You're forgetting that whole part. You're focusing on the pussy part, which is true, but you are conveniently forgetting all the things that go into the pussy. Well, I mean, you know, figuratively speaking, metaphorically speaking, not literally speaking, we pretty much know what goes on there. You're forgetting the whole part where he violently assaults a woman and violates her. That's not getting pussy. That's rape. There's a big difference. And similarly, to be like, well, he helped you, so backstab. You're ignoring the fucking abuse. You know? What the fuck? It's so quickly when somebody has something to say. I do it all the time here, right? I mean, I try to let facts twist my opinions and not my opinions twist facts. That's how I try to operate. I have opinions. I try to be reactionary and not proactive in my forming of narrative. Now we all do it. We all have, I don't even know the buzz terms. I want to say defense mechanism, but that might not even be right. But we all have preconceived notions about what facts are going to be, and we selectively hear, selectively remember, so that whatever we say comes out kind of in line with what we think. It's really hard, and this goes for everybody. Me, you, anybody. It's really hard to be completely reactionary and objective about your opinions as they pertain to factual reporting. It's really hard because you might really believe that, for instance, we talked about on Painkiller already, the minimum wage. And I believe that raising the minimum wage and then controlling automation via tariff or whatever, reasonable tariff, etc., is probably the best for our society, the United States of America. Now, globally, I don't know. No idea. But I believe that. However, I'm using the term believe, not know, because I don't know. And it is entirely possible that I am wrong. However, up until now, everything I've heard about minimum wage bad can be boiled down to, well, go ahead and live it, man. Go ahead and live that cold reality of equilibriums deciding how much you get paid instead of, greedy corporations run by greedy humans gets to decide how much they pay the lowliest low worker, not the government who has a vesting interest in protecting that lowliest of the low worker. Go ahead and live that reality. And to this day, nobody has said, yes, I would do that. Not a fucking single one of them has. And to me, that's like, oh, well, maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe you realize, oh, yeah, that'd kind of be pretty fucking bad. I mean, it's good. It makes the equations work, but practically speaking, that's kind of bad. And they kind of know it internally. So I haven't seen something that tells me objectively and without equivocation that I am wrong. That accounts for every point that I have to raise. Every single one. Not just the equilibrium say so, but yes, I know you're worried about the idea of not having enough leverage in negotiating for a job in a completely free job market. And, you can't not have a job, whereas, McDonald's can afford not to hire you. But how long can you afford to not have a job? So the idea of negotiating and you're free to say no to a job offered to you is kind of like, well, hold on just a damn minute. Hold on a second. Wait. No, because, it's the same thing. It's the same argument of healthcare. You can't not receive cancer treatment. So you're going to pay, practically speaking, you can't not receive cancer treatment. So you're going to pay whatever they want for the cancer treatment. $10,000 a pill? Fuck it. Mortgage my house. I got to get rid of this cancer. I'll deal with it later. They got you by the balls. And while I believe that, and while that is my rhetoric, I guess you could say, I try really hard to not completely dismiss things that are contrary to what I believe. I try to give them their due attention and try to say, well, does this fit? Does this fit? Does this work? And I try that instead of, well, it's contrary, fuck it. No. It can't possibly be. It cannot exist, doesn't matter. I am going to not listen to this, not listen to that. That doesn't exist. That's all bullshit. But a lot of people seem to do that. They completely disregard, we'll keep it talking about the minimum wage, just to keep it, not to mix metaphors, keep the metaphors straight. People seem to completely forget the idea that there are human beings that have to live those harsh realities of that the equilibriums and mathematical equations supposedly dictate about how economics quote should work. There's human beings on the other side of that, not computers, not robots. And similarly, there's human beings running that play as actors on that stage, on that economic stage, not computers. So, yeah, greedy corporation, I talk about all the time. It's a Wonderful Life. And the free market economy I take on It's a Wonderful Life is it's bullshit, because why would the rich old man fuck with George Bailey? Why would he fuck with Bailey Savings and Loan? Why would he fuck with him? Because if the business is on its last legs anyway, blah, blah, blah. The answer is, well, he's human, and he's got a lot of money. He's got fuck it money. And he's like, I want to fuck with George Bailey. Fuck him. I'm going to get him. Not a completely detached, cold view of, well, the market says that the savings and loan is going to completely, so I can wait and scoop up all the paper on all those houses that they were carrying and blah, 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 blah. No, I don't like George Bailey. I mean, I have a big business. George Bailey and I are in the same business. And I just don't like him. I don't like him for whatever reason. I don't like his voice. It's Bill's house and Fred's house, and I hate it. If I can speak like a normal human, goddammit. So I'm going to fuck with you because of that. And I'm a rich old bastard, and I got the power of my corporation behind me. I am going to do what I can to fuck with you. Now apply that macro scale. I don't like poor people. I own McDonald's. I don't like them. I don't like them. And I know that I can do whatever the fuck I want to them, because there will always be somebody who's going to be working for $4 an hour. I'll hire kids if I can, because there's actually a free market economist that says labor laws are bad. Really? Fucking children in coal mines, huh? Yeah. Oh, well, you don't want to talk about that. Labor laws hurt laborers. Labor laws hurt the poor. Oh, yeah? Tell that to the fucking kids, 12-year-old with black lung. Did we just, again, conveniently forget that fucking happened? Because it's contrary to the narrative. It runs contrary to the yarn that people try to spin. And I try personally hard to do that. I don't always succeed. And I'm sure that there are people out there listening to this right now that try equally just as hard. And perhaps people who believe things contrary to me, who do the same things to things I say and come up with your wrong conclusions. Okay. All right. Friggy diggy, man. I like it. I will respect that if you just say, look, I've thought through everything, and every caveat that you've posted, every bullet point I've gone through, and I just can't get behind it. For this reason, that reason, that reason. Okay, I will respect that more than I'm just going to conveniently forget that corporations are not computers and in fact run by greedy humans that will fuck with people if given the chance because they're fucking human beings. And also forget the convenient fact that we've done this, we've gone through this before when the markets were completely free and unadulterated in any way. All of a sudden, the credit default swap markets, the secondary and or the primary and secondary, the synthetic credit default swap market, were valued at like 10 times the combined gross domestic product of planet fucking Earth. Planet Earth. All the countries' GDP combined is like 10 times that. Oh, what is that? Huh? Children working in coal mines and in factories and stuff. Company stores. Hey, do we need, again, this idea? Do we need to be like, oh, well, the free market? We had a free market before. This is what people do to it. That's what happens. And people seem to conveniently forget those. And likewise, talking about YouTube, people seem to conveniently forget that, and my only response is you try. It's nice because sometimes they're like actual children, like 12, 13 years old. And I say, well, I hope you get abused by your parents, and I hope you're told to accept it because they made you and they pay for your clothes and your schooling. I hope somebody tells you to accept not their physical abuse, emotional abuse. Every time your parents have a bad day, they don't come home and beat you. They don't do that. No. They have a bad day and they come home and they say, you know what, Sonny? You know what, daughtery? That's not right. You know what, Dick? You know what, Jane? You guys are bad children. You guys aren't really my children. I tried and you guys just don't do enough for me. And I wish I had better children. I wish I had real children. You guys aren't real children to me. I don't view you as real children. And but I'm still going to expect you to do your chores and stick around, but you're not children to me. You're not my children. I don't view you as that. And yeah. So have a nice day. But I'm going to continue. You better stick around. You better continue to do your chores. You better continue to, if I need you to, get a job to help make ends meet. But you're not my children. You're not. You're bad children too. I'm glad you're not my children. See how you like it. Okay, assume that happens, and then somebody says, well, they made you. They pay for your clothes. You better fucking deal with it. You better deal with it. You better accept it. And that's I hope it happens. But people seem so quick to completely drop everything that runs contrary to their message, runs contrary to their narrative that they want to try to spin about people they don't like. And it's very clear that it's just a function of, well, I don't like you. I don't like this. I don't like that you do. So I'm going to take whatever you do, whatever you say, whatever happens to you, and I am going to pass it through the bullshit filter and make it come out that you're a piece of shit. Make it come out that you've done something wrong. I try very hard to not do that, and I hope other people do as well. But it seems so many people can't not do that. So many people seem almost willing to do that, almost happy to do it, almost jovial in saying, well, oh man, I'm gonna twist around whatever this person says to try to find. It happens all the time. This is going to seem like I'm complaining about people, but I'm just using it as a bullet point. It happens a lot when I riff on some topic. The one that comes to mind is I was talking about the Peapod pickup site. Peapod is the the internet grocery service. Originally, they would shop for you at a local store and then have a truck deliver groceries to your doorstep. Whatever you wanted from a local store, they'd go get it and bring it to you. Well, the other day, I saw a Peapod pickup site, a brick-and-mortar store, standalone site, where apparently Peapod would go shop, bring it to their site, and then you would show up there. You would drive you had to drive to this joint. You would drive to go pick up your groceries. And my point was, let's just go to the fucking store at that point. What are you doing? I mean, we're that antisocial. It's like, well, I don't want to fucking deal with people at the store, and I don't want to deal with the delivery driver. So just you put it at this place, I'll come pick it up. Just go to the store. And it was making use of dramatic license to make a comedic point that we are as a society trending towards antisocial behavior. I get the practicality of, you just put it, you do all this here, and while I'm swinging by on my way here or there, I'll pick up my shit, and so I can go. Many retail stores have the same thing. Best Buy has a pickup in-store program. You can shop online and pick whatever up you want. Pick up whatever you want in store, whatever you ordered. And I get the practicality of it. The comedic point was, look at this in an absurd way. Look at how absurd it seems if you look at it from this perspective. Now, does that mean, oh my God, tear down the Peapod sites, etc., or everybody that does this is a piece of shit? Oh, blah, blah, blah. No, it was just yeah, look at, holy shit, that's pretty absurd. Maybe, okay, the point that we're trending towards antisocial behavior, all right, that has some merit. And also, it's kind of funny. You get a few yucks out of it. Then I go to the PK subreddit, and some asshole was just like, oh, apparently Lefty doesn't know that Woody's wife does this. It's happened constantly. A few things Woody apparently does. I give two shits and a dog fuck what that man does with his family and his personal time. I don't care. Don't care. I don't think Woody's a piece of shit because he gave his daughter a name that has a definition in the dictionary. That wasn't the fucking point of the bit. But we've become a society of gotcha. Gotcha. I gotcha. Ooh, I gotcha. Ooh, shit, I got you. Yes, got him. I got him. It's gotcha journalism run amok. Fox News, see it, and it's not a right-wing, left-wing bullshit thing. No. Fox News as a company popularized this, but everybody does it now. It's not just Fox News. Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, whatever the fuck. Whatever you want, everybody has subscribed to this idea, this gotcha journalism, this ambush journalism, where you're going to try to, in interviewing somebody, you are trying to proselytize. You're saying, isn't it true, Adam Carolla, that you said that Asian Americans aren't really funny? Isn't that true? And it's like, you're a fucking journalist? That's an interview question? No, that's you. That's rhetoric. That's you trying that's you trying to speak for me. That's you speaking and just saying, yeah, you did that, didn't you? That's you trying to, oh God, what's the word? That's you testifying. You're not asking a question. You never wanted to ask a question. The answer to the question doesn't even fucking matter. You just want to gotcha. Ooh, I gotcha. And I'm going to conveniently ignore facts. I'm going to conveniently ignore context to try to spin whatever it is you say to fit whatever narrative I want. That has become journalism in today's society. What is it a product of? The 24/7 cycle. You got to fill airtime, and controversy sells, I guess. I don't know why, but journalism has become a series of gotchas. I gotcha. And it appears that lay people in society, not lay people, but just civilians, we'll call them, have taken to that. It's nothing but gotcha, 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 gotcha. Ooh, Lefty said this. Woody does this. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. No, what the fuck? You completely ignoring that it's a comedy bit and that I'm trying to make a larger point and being a little bit funny about it. Not very funny, a little bit funny. But completely ignoring that for the sake of the gotcha, for the sake of the ambush. And it's just, what the fuck? Can't anybody just, you know what? Trust me, I'll be 27 in July. July 14th, by the way. For those of you wondering. You want to get me a present? I don't know. Watch my videos, like and favorite or something. I'mRacing.com/643 Productions. I'll be 27 years old in July. Not a long time on this earth. But let me tell you something. Okay? When people are speaking, you don't have to twist what they do in order to get them to say stupid things. People are generally dumb. And they will say dumb things eventually if you just give them a chance. You don't even need, in fact, if you try to keep them on their toes with the constant, I'm gonna get you, can't wait, I'm gonna ambush the fuck out of you. If you do that, you're going to keep them on their toes longer, and they're not going to genuinely say something stupid. People will say stupid, offensive things on their own. You don't need to constantly, completely ignoring context. This, oh my God, what do you have to say about this? I'm just asking questions. You don't have to do that. If somebody puts a microphone in front of their face every single day in some way, shape, or form, or gets on camera every single day, they're going to say something dumb. You don't need to conveniently ignore truths, ignore facts, ignore context, ignore any of that. You don't need to do it. Just wait. They'll say something stupid. You don't need to twist the words of some asshole on the internet. Eventually, he'll post a video or do so on a live stream where he's just spouting the word nigger over and over and over again. They'll do that. It happens. Just let idiots be idiots. And if you believe that somebody is truly an idiot, let them speak. Don't try to shut idiots up. Unless they're speaking to you. Like, I can shut idiots up, but you can't, okay? That's the way this works. The best way to prove somebody's an idiot is not to shut them up, is to let them speak. Because eventually they're going to say something something so objectively stupid that no amount of, it's taken out of context and you just have an axe to grind and you're trying to spin it and polish it and put just the right amount of English on it, et cetera, no amount of that damage control will make up for the objectively stupid or offensive thing that person said. Like, I don't know, going on a live stream and telling all the viewers or telling everybody watching to say somebody else is a stupid nigger. Like that. That happens. People do it. You just need to let idiots be idiots, and they'll be idiots soon enough. You don't have to wait. You don't have to contrive all this bullshit. You don't have to contrive controversy. It doesn't have to be that way. But this society, again, not just people on the internet, not just those few assholes on r/PKA, this is again a larger point. That's become our society, and that's become acceptable. That's become the status quo, and it's just holy shit, like holy fucking shit. Nobody is keen on being honest anymore. Nobody's keen on just like, all right, let's have a discussion on the merits. Look at the political realm. It's evidence there, right? Debates are nothing in terms of political showmanship now, gamesmanship. In terms of in the political realm, actual meritorious debate on topics doesn't really do much. All you need to do is get your hat in the ring. Get your hat in the ring and don't go off saying stupid shit. Don't tell all the viewers to say this guy's a stupid nigger. Don't say that. Don't do that. Don't be like that idiot. But all you got to do is get your hat in the ring. That's all you got to do. But what really matters are the attack ads. What really matters is how the editors you hired, the PR managers you hired, can spin your words and the words of your opponent to fit just right, to juxtapose just right, to make you come out on top. All that matters is how quickly and cleanly you can strip context away from the words of your opponent and show it to your constituents and say, see? Look at that. Look at what he said. Oh, my God, 48%. Never mind, that was pretty insensitive and elitist, but the fact remains, the attack ads and the ambush ads are really what makes or breaks your political campaign. And of course, that's a function of money, because somebody's gonna say, well, money makes, well, right, but this is, money is the base. This is like, second, third level stuff on top of the money. So even in politics, even in governing the society, the way we govern the society has turned into nothing more than this guy said something offensive. If you ignore all this other shit and look at it from just this right angle, look at how offensive that is. Look at that. Look at that. The fucking, oh my God. How can you? What is wrong with you? Mother, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. Can you believe he said that? Can you believe that he said that? I know, right? And you want to vote for that guy? All right, if you want to vote for him, man, go ahead, I guess. Go ahead and do it. Vote for him. Throw your vote away. I, on the other hand, wouldn't do that. I wouldn't say that. I haven't said that. Have you seen me say that? No. I've got video, audio of this guy saying this stupid shit. Can't believe you would ever think to vote for him. That's what our governing of this society has become. The society isn't really much better than that. All right, let's get into a little news. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. As I said about at the top of the show, a man in Hawaii gets probation for making his son walk 1 mile home from school. Psychologists say that Elliot Rodger may still have gone on a killing spree even if he had sex with women.
You mean it's not a gender issue?
Indian American Spelling Bee wins. Oh, God. Indian American Spelling Bee win draws racial remarks. We're going to talk about stupid white America. Speaking of stupid white America, the Colorado baker who wouldn't make a cake for a gay wedding, is in the news again. And we're going to talk a little bit about climate change, Barack Obama. The B-Man talking about it. It's the news with Lefty. Here we go. Let's talk about climate change. This is from Reuters.com. Oh, my God, my knee just popped. I don't know if the camera picked that up. If you hear that, I extended my knee. That was my knee popping. This is from, again, the Reuters report. President Barack Obama kicked off a campaign to promote new restrictions on U.S. power plant emissions on Saturday by tying the fight against climate change with efforts to promote better health for children and the elderly. Because God fucking forbid we do something, not for the children, but for the future of humanity. And you want to say the children are the future? I say bullshit. I'm talking about generations of humans, irrespective of age. God forbid we do something like that. Like, hey, man, if we want to live on this planet for another 10,000 years, we're going to need to do something about this. And this is not a function of our fucking children. This is humanity in general. We need to do this. God fucking forbid that you've got to tie it into, the children, save the children, and the elderly. Oh, my God. In his weekly radio address, Obama said the United States had to do more to reduce carbon emissions so that children suffering from asthma and other related ailments did not face further problems as a result of polluted air. His argument was a preview of the case of this administration will make in the coming weeks after the Environmental Protection Agency on Monday unveils new rules limiting carbon dioxide emissions from existing U.S. power plants across the country. Although the rules are intended to help Washington meet international obligations to reduce U.S. greenhouse gas emissions blamed for global warming, the White House's focus on human health benefits is part of the sales pitch to drum up support from the American public. Now, greenhouse gas emissions, right, limiting the catalysts of climate change is undoubtedly a common sense, practical idea, right? You go, yeah, okay, let's do that. That's a thing. Let's go ahead. That's a good idea. But what I have an issue with, first of all, obviously the children thing. Love the children. Save the children. Blah, blah, blah. The children. What about me? Am I not important? B-man? Douchebag? Go close Guantanamo. But the big issue for me is that there's an infographic here from The Guardian. The world, on a yearly basis, 30,398 metric tons or million tons of greenhouse gases, of carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gas, not all greenhouse gases, but 30,398 million tons of carbon dioxide emitted by the world, an estimate. And the U.S. is number 2 of all the countries in the world with 5,425 million tons emitted every year. So it's good, right? America should cut down on what we're doing. I can get behind that just a little bit. But here's the thing. Our greenhouse gas emissions, at least as far as carbon dioxide goes, has been trending downward, 7%. Pretty much all of the Western world has been trending downward. Canada, 9.6%. Mexico even got in there at 1.4%. The UK, the British Isles, down 7.8%. Germany, 7%. North America, Europe, hell, pretty much all of South America, trending downwards in terms of carbon dioxide emissions. China is number 1 on the list. The U.S. is not number 1, mind you. China, number 1 on the list. 7,711 million tons of carbon dioxide emitted a year. That's up 13.3%, up more than 175% since the year 2000. China is trending up. India, number 3 on the list, 1,602 million tons a year, up 8.7% from last year. South Korea, up 1.2%. Indonesia, up 2.4%. We're not the trendsetters here. America, while it's probably a good idea that we limit greenhouse gases and find another source of renewable energy, but we need to fully research the fucking thing and all of its environmental impact instead of just jumping in like solar freaking roadways. Oh, yeah? Yeah, what are you going to do with the cadmium? First of all, where are you going to get it? Second of all, who's going to be handling it when you're building every roadway in America with fucking cadmium-based solar panels? And what are you going to do with it when they need to be replaced? On top of the fact of, the maintenance of that, like, oh, it's long-lasting. All right, let's drive on it for a bit, see how long it really lasts. We need to research it. Wind farms, what about the study that said that wind farms actually contribute to climate change because of how big they are? The hot air that tends to rise up into the stratosphere gets pulled back down by the motion of the turbines and mixes with the cooler ground air, which tends to raise temperatures at the ground level. What about that? Not to mention migratory birds, whatever. But it's probably a good idea. But here's the thing, right? What are we going to do about China? First of all, here's the thing. Here's the funny part. China, even with the reported numbers of China, the communist regime, right? And we remember all the bullshit that happened when China had the Beijing Olympics. All the smog things and the keeping the poor people away from all the camera shots, whatever. Remember that? Remember, China even has in a few of their major cities, there are apps circulating around that will de-smog pictures for you by doing some lighting camera effects. The smog is so much an issue in mainland China that they have to have apps, smartphone apps, that will remove smog or do the best to mitigate smog from photos taken of places like Tiananmen Square, whatever, Beijing, Shanghai, all these places. That's how much of an issue it is in China. And it's up 170-something% since 2000, up 13.3% over last year. Same thing with India. All of it trending upwards. Now, again, going back to China, those are the reported numbers from China. That's what China says. That's what China is willing to admit to. How much do you think they're really putting into the air? Is it more or less or the same than the reported amount? I mean, just think about that. Is China, the communist regime, is the number they list, the number they allow to get out, is that more or less the same as the real number? And what's the probability associated with each of those? What's the probability that it's the same? What's the probability that the actual amount of greenhouse gases emitted by China is lower than that? And also, what's the probability that the actual amount of greenhouse gases emitted by China is higher than their reported number? South Korea coming online, being going to be a huge sprawling metropolis, right? Doing big things in South Korea. They're going to be coming online. They got to provide power to a lot of people. India, China and India, two of the most populous countries on the planet Earth, are both trending upwards significantly. 13.3 and 8.7% respectively in greenhouse gas, at least carbon dioxide emissions. We are not the problem. The United States and pretty much the entire Western world is not really the issue when it comes to climate. I mean, what more do you want us to do? We're already trending down 7% every single year. What more do you want? I mean, if you want to talk about nuclear power and bringing that online large scale, I'm all for it. Go for it. Yeah, baby. Local nuclear power plant. None of this not in my backyard bullshit. I'm talking about your local municipality has a nuclear power plant. Small scale. Very small scale. But what more can we do? What the fuck do you want? What are you going to do? Right? And oh my God, it's going to be great that the United States is limiting greenhouse gas emissions. Mother of God, it's the greatest thing ever. What about China? What about India? What about South Korea? What about a bunch of countries in Africa that have some of the largest per capita greenhouse gas emissions in the talking about per capita? Here are from 2009 to 2013. Qatar, Trinidad and Tobago, Kuwait, Brunei, Darussalam, Aruba, Luxembourg, Oman, United Arab Emirates. Excuse me. Let's try that again. United Arab Emirates and Bahrain, or Bahrain. Then the United States on a per capita basis in terms of CO2 emissions. What about all those places that are just all those third world countries, whatever you want to call them? Okay, fine. Developing nations. All the developing nations coming online now that are just figuring out that for their growing populations, they need to provide power. And what are they going to do? Are they going to find clean coal? Are they going to spend a lot of time research? Oh, well, we can't bring you power just yet because we need to find and research clean coal. That's what we need to do. So just hold on, continue rubbing sticks together for heat, building fires. Hold on, here we need to research clean coal. Is that what they're going to do? No, that's not what they're going to do. They say whatever we pull out of the ground, burn it, make heat, electricity. Let's roll. Let's fucking do it. What are you going to do about them? What are you going to do about China, India, Asia? What are you going to do? We can cut, the United States of America could cut our greenhouse gas emissions by 50%. 50%. Okay, bring us down to 2,500. Okay, 2,700 million tons a year. 50% green CO2 emissions cut. How huge of a number would that be, right? What would the world greenhouse gas emissions be? 28 million still? Or 28,000 million? Oh, okay. Because China China and India produce more greenhouse gases than the entirety of North America. Then probably all of Europe. All of Europe and maybe all of Europe and America combined. Certainly the United States and Russia. What are we going to do? Okay, great. Yeah, the United States cut greenhouse gas emissions. Great. Cool. Is that going to stop climate change? No. Because China's still going to do it, India's still going to do it, and you're going to have to worry about all the developing nations coming online. And what are you going to tell? What's it going to look like when you tell a developing nation stop fucking burning coal for you? Like pretty much just discovered electricity in the world of in the Civilization 5 parlance. You just discovered electricity. You are so far behind on tech, mother of Christ. How are you still in the game? But no, you got to stop. You got to stop that. The bleeding hearts would be all over you. How dare you tell this developing nation, the poorest of the poor in Africa, can't have their smartphones charged at night because they're fucking burning coal. So it's not a function of actual green. It's a function. It's not actually a function of actual greenhouse gas emissions. It's a function of political correctness. Because are you going to tell those developing nations to stop burning coal, stop burning methane? You're going to tell China, India, can't offend them. Can't offend them. Oh, they're sovereign. Okay, all right then. Then we're not doing a goddamn thing. Cutting emissions, you can cut them by 50%, won't make a dent. Won't make a dent. Shit, China will make up for the difference in what you cut in a couple years. You could cut it by 50% tomorrow. China will make up for that in 4 years. 3 at the outset. They'll make up for what you cut. We'll be right back where we were in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years tops. Doesn't mean much to me. I got to do this. I want to talk about stupid white America. There were 2 Indian children, American citizens both, that exhausted the word list at the National Spelling Bee here in America. They were both awarded as champions because they both just were too good at spelling. They people were out of words. This National Spelling Bee were just like, we're out, we're done. You're both champions. And this is from Times of India, or the India Times. This is from New York. The historic win by 2 Indian American students at the prestigious National Spelling Bee contest today drew some flack on the social media. Okay, that it's social media. With many making racial innuendos about children of Indian origin having an unbeaten track record with the annual within the annual contest. So let's get right into the nitty gritty. This is stupid. I'm going to just say it right now. Stupid America, probably stupid white America saying this. The first quote is actually not that bad. Here it is. This is on the Washington Post website. Wait a minute, where's the diversity? Why are there not women or non-Asian minorities winning? Sounds racist to me. And while being incredibly tongue-in-cheek, it's kind of pointed. It's like, oh, that's a good one. That's good. But then we get to Twitter. Or no, this is still on the Washington Post website. How is it that foreigners who are new to America are able to win the spelling bee like this? While another reader posted, quote, first they took our beauty queen title, then they take our bee. What's next? They take away our jobs? And then we get to Twitter. Quote, we need an American to win the spelling bee. Hashtag tired of Indians Matt. Oh, Jesus. Another said, quote, the kids in the spelling bee should only be American. And American is all in caps. You know that guy's so white. That guy's fucking white. Another tweet said, quote, shocking that neither of the spelling bee champs have names that sound American. I can't read any more of this. I can't. There's more, but I can't read any more of this because here's the point. All right? I'm speaking to honkies everywhere. Stupid people everywhere, but primarily in this instance because I'm doubting I'm betting that at least 85% of the comments made in this way were stupid white people. Okay? Listen, stupid white people. If you want to stop the whole racism to end racism thing, and I'm talking about affirmative action and all this stuff and quotas for how many minorities you have to have at a school and a job and winning and something, whatever. If you want to actually stop that, stop saying stupid shit like this. Stop it. American. No. We need. You are holding back actual racial progress, racial equality. You are holding it back just as much, at least just as much as you argue that racially charged anti-racist programs are. Affirmative action, equal employment, not just equal opportunity, because equal opportunity actually practically turns into equal employment. You are setting it just as far back as those programs are. When you say stupid, racist, backward shit like that, okay, we need an American to win this spelling bee because American is synonymous for white now. Stop saying American when you mean white. That should cut out about 50% of it. Okay, American is no longer synonymous with white. Stop it. I don't care if it's practically true in a statistical sense. If you were to just pluck one American, or if you were to pluck 1,000 Americans randomly from the entire population of the United States, what's the probability or what's the distribution in terms of race? I don't care that it might even be statistically correct or statistically not as fucked up. Stop fucking saying it. Stop it. Stop using American as a synonym for white or white. Stop it. If you want that shit to really end, if you want people that immediately go to the race card for everything, if you want those people to not have any kind of a rope with which to hang themselves, stop saying shit like this. Stop doing it. And it's not just old stupid whitey, young whitey. Fucking stop being racist. There's a story out of a college in California that the student government handed out punishment to a fraternity, white guys, for holding a party, a racially insensitive themed party. It was like a Fiji vacation. And members of the fraternity were spotting wearing, leis and aloha shirts and all kinds of stuff like that. Hawaii. They were wearing garb for Hawaii, but saying they're going to Fiji. And this is Fiji, blah, 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 blah. And, it's racist. And when I was in college, there was a party that a fraternity and a sorority both got in trouble for. It was a Mexican themed party. They had tacos and stuff, catered. And there was a lot of tequila and Tecate and Dos Equis and stuff. And they all dressed like gardeners. And yeah, that was pretty racist. And they got in trouble for it. So you want to look around and try to be the whole, oh my God, racism towards white people. Oh my God. You want that to fucking stop? Stop doing stupid racist shit. Stop it. We need to know. And the best place to start is American is no longer a synonym for white. It's not. In other news, there's a man in Hawaii who got probation for making his son walk 1 mile home from school. This is from FoxNews.com. A judge sentenced a Hawaii man to 1 year of probation and a $200 fine for making his son walk a mile home from school as a form of discipline. Judge Kathleen Watanabe called the punishment old school and no longer appropriate, the Garden Island newspaper reported Thursday. Robert Tamand of Kilauea, God, this is going to be... This story is going to be rife with things I can't pronounce. I apologize. Said he picked up his son from school and asked about a matter that had been brought to his attention. When the son didn't respond, Damon made him walk home to think about his actions. The age of the boy is unclear. Damon's attorney and a prosecutor didn't immediately respond to a request seeking comment from the Associated Press. Damon was also ordered to attend a parenting class after being convicted of endangering the welfare of a minor, a misdemeanor. Damon pleaded no contest and said he would handle the situation differently now after the case went through 2 courts. Damon told Watanabe in court on Wednesday that he didn't think the punishment was morally wrong or criminal. He said it was a common form of punishment when he was growing up. Watanabe said times are different today given child predators and traffic. Child predators and traffic. So there weren't kid diddlers 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Traffic is new, apparently. Apparently traffic is new. I didn't know. Here's the thing, right? I talk a lot about how you don't own anything anymore. And talking about children and raising, I don't mean to talk about like children are mere objects to be owned, but you don't own anything anymore. You don't have the rights over your property like you think you do. And similarly, you can't raise your fucking children anymore, okay? Because here's the deal. A mile. Kids run a mile in when I was growing up, we all had to run the mile in elementary school. Shit, all the way through high school. We all ran the mile. That was a big thing in gym class. We got to run the mile today. It's like, fuck. I don't want to run the mile. Mile sucks. But you did it, and it sucked because you had to run it. Walking a mile, no fucking big deal, man. Shit. No big deal. Now, it came out. This is the internet sleuths of this is the work of internet sleuths on Reddit. So take it for with a grain of salt. Apparently, the child was 8 years old, and the road was just a common road in Hawaii. It was not the middle of like an interstate or a tollway or anything like that. It was just a road, just a common suburban/rural road, whatever passes for that in Hawaii. And the child was made to walk down that road, walk it home. Okay? Now, I was thinking about this story when it was brought to my attention. I was like, well, there is a scenario in which making your child walk a mile home could be endangering them and could be criminal as a result. Because I don't know all the facts of this. I don't live in Hawaii. I don't know the roads of Hawaii. I don't know the specific road. But barring the idea that, there's some places in Chicago, in downtown Chicago, that, or actually south of downtown Chicago, that you just don't want to walk. If you're a child or you're alone, you do not want to walk down that street. You just don't. Maywood comes to mind. You do not want to walk down that street. Pfft, fuck that. Not happening. It's just not. It is comparative to Fallujah. Not in terms of bombs, but bullets. Comparative to Fallujah. And if the guy made his kid walk down the Hawaii equivalent of Fallujah a mile as punishment, well, that's pretty dangerous, right? If the guy, take it to the ridiculously absurd. I'm going to make you walk a mile home across this tightrope suspended 150 feet in the air. Well, that's fucking dangerous. That's your punishment. I could drive you home, but no, you're going to have to walk home on this tightrope suspended 150 feet in the air. That's dangerous. So there are scenarios very clearly in which this could be endangering a child and thus criminal. But it's a road. I mean, barring an extreme scenario like that, not the absurd scenario, but an extreme one, barring that, you can't even punish your children anymore. Children, you can't. This whole President Obama or Barack Obama talked about it. We need to secure climate change. I can't even do a good B-man voice. We need to secure the climate change for the children. This whole children, this fetish we have with children in our society has gotten to the point where parents can no longer punish their children. It's up to the courts now. The fucking courts are telling people how to punish their children. Now again, some people say, well, what is punishment? Blah, blah, blah. I say that beating my child is punishment. We all have an internal idea of what is reasonable and acceptable punishment. Beating the shit out of your child is unreasonable, is an unreasonable punishment. for menial things, right? Whatever this is, did you get in trouble and you don't want to talk to, disrespect, whatever, unreasonable punishment. We all know what it is. We all know that. Making a child walk a mile home is not unreasonable. Assuming it's not Fallujah or suspended on a tightrope 150 feet in the air, not unreasonable. But it's gotten to the point where the courts and judges think they have some say in how you reasonably parent and punish your child. And now this guy's got to take a parenting class. He's got to learn from some other asshole how to properly punish and parent his child. What in the fuck is going on? This child it's gotten to the point where children can do, practically speaking, anything they want and cry assault, cry endangerment, whatever, at their parents punishing them. And it's ridiculous because, no, you need to get punished for what you do. There is no, you're going to be protected by the law. If it's a smack on the bottom, if it's you go to bed hungry or you have to walk a mile home, we're going to fucking do it. And that's not endangerment. That's not assault. That's punishing a child. Not children need to be punished, and you need to give parents the leeway to punish their children reasonably. When you beat the shit out of your child, well, that's unreasonable, and we have ways to deal with that. This is not unreasonable. A whole lot of things that are reasonable punishments for children are now deemed assault, endangerment, whatever, and you're going to get you're lucky to get probation and a $200 fine, and now you got to pay to go to a parenting class. God fucking bless America. God bless the children, too. I'm sure they're going to make great use of the whole not being... I'm sure that's great for society. I'm sure that's great to teach children that those with authority over them that try to punish them will get in trouble for that punishment. That's great. That can't ever go wrong, right? That can't ever backfire on us as a society. All right, one last story to wrap it up before we bring it home. Psychologist, this is from CBS Connecticut. Psychologist, Elliot Rodger may still have gone on killing spree even if he had sex with women. This is Dateline Hartford. Elliot Rodger killed 6 innocent people in California, blaming his rage on a non-existent sex life and not having a girlfriend in videos he posted to YouTube before the murders. But if Rodger did have relationships and sex with women, some psychologists suggest that he still would have gone on his rampage because his problems run deeper than just claiming to be a virgin. Oh my God, it's almost like misogyny isn't the issue. He ran around killing people. Quote, if Rodger had the capacity to be in a real, loving relationship, I would imagine that he would have been much less capable of such callous behavior towards others, clinical social worker and psychotherapist Laura Miller told CBS Hartford. His disconnect from the humanity of others, and their inherent worth would likely preclude any such relationship from occurring, however. So I don't think having a girlfriend or sex is the issue here, but rather a direct result of his lack of self-awareness and lack of empathy towards those around him. Miller said that Rodger is, quote, projecting and externalizing his issues constantly throughout his manifesto, and the same behavior can be seen in some of the YouTube videos he posted online. Quote, in his manifesto, he is projecting and externalizing his issues constantly, not taking responsibility for any role he might have in his lack of meaningful connections, Miller stated. He does not even seem to view relationships with women as about connection, but rather about pride, power, and domination. Dr. Christine Baccio, a licensed psychologist and professor at Le Moyne College, added that one particular theme is found over and over again within Rodger's manifesto. Quote, I do think when you read the manifesto, the jealousy theme is extremely powerful and can be found within the manifesto over and over again, Baccio told CBS Hartford. A lot of it might have been based on his own distorted perception on things. Oh my God, a distorted perception of reality. Baccio noted that there are several other recurring themes featured in Rodger's manifesto in addition to jealousy. There are several recurring themes in the manifesto, and I would say one of the most predominant features of it is narcissism, she said. Much of his arguments and perceptions are based on being narcissist. He didn't appear to have a way of viewing reality from other people's points of view. The entire document seemed to show that he only viewed it from his own perspective. He would attribute motives to other people or blame to the popular people when in reality he had the major role in it. Narcissism and the inability to empathize with others, huh? That doesn't sound like misogyny to me. That doesn't sound like a hatred of women to me, does it? Oh, man. It's almost like this guy was really, really, really fucked up. Elliot Rodger was. And did some really, really, really fucked up shit. And you know what? The CBS page that I was reading this on just refreshed for me just to load a new ad. So fuck you, CBS Connecticut. I'm closing your shit. I did not tell you to refresh my page, but you did it anyway so that you could load a new ad, so that you could load a new banner ad. Fuck you. Fuck your website. And fuck anybody writing for that website. You can kiss my ass all the way downtown and print it. All right? Stop refreshing my goddamn page. That is an unreasonable. Okay? God, I love reasonable. Right? Because it means whatever you want, but the beauty of it is that it kind of plays to whatever our own internal inherent morality is. Now, the argument of are humans inherently moral, I don't fucking know. I didn't get that far in philosophy class. A lot of people argue that. Some people say morality is a construct so that we don't have to deal with the harsh realities of life all on our own. But we all have an idea of what's reasonable. And talking about, ad block usage and whatever the fuck. And a lot of people say, well, these ads are obtrusive, etc. And I say, well, advertisements by their very nature are obtrusive. I mean, they're not what you wanted to see, but you're going to need to be advertised to if you want the content to be free. So there's going to have to be some level of obtrusiveness in an advertisement in order for somebody to get paid for it. That's just how it fucking works. Okay? But the counter to that is, well, reasonable. Banner ads, shit, even when you click on something and when you load up a page and the rest of the page, there's like Forbes does it well, I think, when there's a quote and an ad and it says continue to this site. While obtrusive, it's reasonable. It doesn't hide itself. It's not like, oh shit, you got to play the little game to get rid of the advertisement. You just click it and it goes away, but you get locked into advertising, and it's probably very effective for Forbes. And while some people may not like it because they get advertised to, and some people believe they have a right to not be advertised to, it's like, who the fuck are you? But I would say that's reasonable. However, there is undoubtedly a point when advertisements become unreasonable. News sites are honestly really bad and almost unreasonable in their amount, not just the amount of advertisements, but the kind of advertisements. Videos that just start playing, flash ads that just start playing over and over again. And this website, CBS, is notorious for doing it, where the page will just refresh for you so that they can load a different banner ad. If you've got something loaded up and you're reading it, the page will just refresh because they need to load a new background ad or restart a video. That is unreasonable. So fuck you, CBS. Whoever your webmaster is, you need to come up with a better advertising scheme. All right, let's bring it home, baby. Woo! Another successful Lefty show. I thank you all for joining. Thank you to everybody for watching this. After, if you're coming over from PKA, or if you haven't watched PKA, it is up. Go ahead and watch it there. A lot of good stuff there for you. I hope you all enjoy the show. I hope you all have enjoyed this show. Thank you to everybody for joining. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy your Saturday. Have a good time. Stay safe out there. Thank you to everybody for watching, liking, and favoriting on YouTube. Thank you to everybody for sharing the show with your friends, family, and coworkers. That's how you help the show grow. Thank you for continuing to do so. Thank you to everybody for donating. I'mRaising.com/643 Productions. A link in the description if you want to donate. Every penny counts. Thank you all for donating. I'mRaising.com/643 Productions. Link in the description. Anyway, that's my time. I got to get out of here. Thank you guys for joining. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you next time. Enjoy your weekend. I'm out. Bye.
got AIDS.